Welcome everybody to the news/opinions video that I always do. Everything has my opinion, so take it as you will. Hate it or love it, I'm still gonna be here, still gonna be giving my opinions, and still gonna be doing my video. There seems to have been a development in the YAB case for any color. To briefly summarize, legal action is ongoing with YAB cooperation with a law firm and the police. This time we have notified the person with posting false information that we have initiated legal proceedings. In addition to Nijisanji YAB, there have been several other cases similar damage. Individual Vtubers and various groups have a history of working with YAB, and it seemed that there were victims among them. So here we go. If you remember, YAB was the situation where somebody, a big industry person, by the way, not just some small dude, big industry person that was known for audio mixing, for audio stuff, audio things like that. They ended up taking pictures of a liver without the liver knowing. Maybe the liver being, some people assume that they were maybe under the influence of a thing that they put in their drink. We'll just say it that way. I want to say it that way to be TOS friendly. But yeah, they have absolutely started talking about this here. It says report on the history of infringements. Thank you very much for your continued support of Nijisanji. September 2nd, they're talking about the incident that happened with YAB. The external creator Target secretly photographed the appearance of an individual so as to be said to be a live streamer with our company, and then sent that photograph to a third party without permission. Violation of the rights of the live streamer affiliated with our company. Reports regarding the infringement of our rights were there. I covered it when I covered it extensively when it happened. Regarding this matter, we are working with law firms, the police, and other organizations to take legal action. Since this September 2nd incident, we've requested multiple times you cooperate in preventing secondary damage against our affiliates live streamers who have been affected by this incident, and that you stop spreading unfounded false information. I just spread the information that Nijisanji puts out. And Nijisanji put out those informations, the information we had from also korone, which was very correct. I mean, the fact that Nijisanji actually started doing stuff meant that korone was very right. Yep, the Cosby guy. However, to date, confirmed that there have been posts on internet, bulletin boards, and various social media platforms that mock our affiliated live streamers. I've never mocked them, so I have no worries. In a manner that encourages secondary victimization of the affected live streamers. The people who do that, number one, these people were victimized. Whoever they were, most likely other people too. I had gone over other Nijisanji live streamers. One other one who had mentioned, holy moly, I got really sick when I went. I'm not going to mention their name because they've already been victimized once. One of them said years ago, I went over to his place to have, audio mixing for a song I was doing or for whatever project I was doing. I felt really, really sick, and he was very nice to me, and, I didn't think anything of it. But now that this is happening, I'm a victim as well. And that's sad because that causes PTSD. That causes even more victimization because now it's not only things that happened in the past. You're like, whatever. Now you're like, holy moly. Maybe he did something. Maybe he put in, some stuff in there that made me really sick, that I reacted badly to. Previously announced, we are now pleased to report that in cooperation with affiliated live streamers and a law firm, we have begun various legal claims. Request for disclosure of said information regarding actions and encourage secondary victimization of our affiliated streamers. Of course, I've always been a proponent and a person that has been trying to, put the stuff out there, but proponent of the people who have been victimized, a advocate of the people who have been victimized to get legal action against this guy, YAB, and I'm glad that YAB is no longer doing anything, period. They've ended their services. I think they've even, the agency they were part of, got rid of them and stuff like that, so bad stuff. Continue to cooperate in preventing secondary damages, of course. As a result of interviews with relevant parties and fact-finding investigations, it has become clear that the acts of infringement mentioned in the YouTube broadcast of external influencers related to this case were not directed solely at one liver affiliated with our company, and were multiple victims in this case regarding whether they are livers affiliated with our company or not. So those are people that go and say, haha, this happened to this other person, or laughing or trying to cause some other kind of harm, not people like me, False, Rima, Kyo, when it covered it, none of the people like that. So we have all these people saying these things, of course, and this person who is I'm assuming a Nijisanji fan, Nijisanji Defense Force, by the way that they said it down here. Basically, you dramatubers are now doomed. So someone who doesn't like people like myself that mention news and considers us dramatubers. Of course, I have very opinionated news. That's why people watch me, and I won't change the way that I am, even if people hate me for it. This is about the big Selen thing. It's been a year, almost a year. It's been, 9 months. Not even almost a year. It's been 9 months. It's been 3/4 of the month, 3/4 of the year, of what has been happening with Selen Tatsuki. And of course, it was prompted by Vanta's off collab. Really happy for the guy to be able to be confident in his singing, getting him the spotlight to shine. Feel it's so uneasy with Vox and Lyra. Black screen fiasco. So he goes on to say Luca as well. Weird photo with chunks of it cut out, scratched where people used to be in it. Best way I can describe it is when you see a few family members in front of a friend group who you know have done some really S things. So you finally set a boundary. Do not go to a gathering where they are also invited to. But then you get to see the social media posts the next day of everyone there, including the people you really do like having fun with. Just gives you a sense of what could have been. And they continue to go, of course. It sounds parasocial, but someone who's been really close to attempting at game ending a few times, it makes me so upset about what Vox and Lyra said to Black Stream. Furthermore, the implication that Doki's medical conditions were being shown as a means of manipulation by the company disgusts me. Of course, it disgusted me when it happened too. It was callous and cold, to put it lightly. But I really, really hope at the end of those things were said out of ignorance and fear when the firestorm was at its peak in February. And management took advantage of them. Yeah, I think management really did take advantage of them, to be honest with you. It was wishful thinking, though. Either way, I hope for the best for my Oshis, which is what you should do. You should hope for the best for your Oshis. Not let those things affect you, because unfortunately, it's going to sound kind of harsh, but there's nothing you can do about it. So yes, one thing you can do is you can fight against it. You can rail against it, kind of like I do, and try to make sure it doesn't happen again. But beyond that, you couldn't have prevented it. You couldn't have done anything before, and if it's causing you stress, it's best not to worry about it. Just needed a post. OMR Majid says, this is why I completely washed my hands of Niji in the black screen stream. There's no coming back for those three. Watching that live was sure something. I remember being in denial up until that stream. It took 4 minutes in for everything to be shattered. Yeah, they really messed up with that, to be honest with you. Experience is completely normal. Put it beautifully, describing it as a family that quietly accepts the members that did something heinous and realizing you can't take part no matter how conflicting it is. While it's true that we do not know any of these people, we did form relationships with them. People say parasocialism is horrible. Parasocialism can help in a sense of giving you a sense of community, giving you a sense of belonging, that type of thing. When it goes to the extremes, of course, anything in the extremes, even water in the extremes, can be harmful to your body. So extremes can always be bad. We don't know any of these people. We did form relationships with them, specifically fan celebrity stuff. All these relationships are substitutes for IRL relationships, of course. It hurts to know the relationship of a fan towards someone we enjoyed watching, admiring was based on lies, manipulation, and suffering. I can't speak for the other mods, but as an ex-mod, main things I wanted to do with this sub was create a safe place for people to process their feelings. See, I always get criticized for reading Kurosanji stuff, and yes, there are a bunch of people who are on the wild side of there, a little bit of crazy side, as there are in any subreddit, any place on the internet. But I try to balance that out with people who have balanced takes. I try to make sure to keep that balanced. And of course, you can read the rest of what they say here. You have a right to feel betrayed and hurt. You have every right to wish better on the live you still enjoy. You have every right to voice those feelings here or through boycotting, so long as you acknowledge that we as fans have no business to tell the livers what to do. Yeah, you can't let your parasocialism get too far. If it's just regular parasocialism, like, when you have an Oshi and things like that, it has become a taboo word. It has become a taboo thing, but parasocialism in and of itself isn't bad. It's just when it goes to the extremes that it can be bad. Minto. She's going to be going to MGSCON 3. The goal is reached. She says, MGSCON, you might like who's this anime girl, Mint Phantom, a ghost made VTuber. Please rest assured I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid fan and very loyal to the mission. It'd be a huge honor to be one of the hosts of live stream for MGSCon if we reach the stretch goal. Is Kickstarter Live 75k goal. Calling all Metal Gear fans campaign for MGSCon 3 is live. Can't make it to California. Join the virtual mission at Digital Pass on the live stream. Kickstarter goal, stretch goal 1, Mint Phantom, Vanessa Marshall, and others host a digital stream, and the stretch goal 2 at 100,000 is exclusive interviews with voice actors hosted by Music Box. So they're doing a bit of, this is actually something very new. I haven't seen any conventions do this for Kickstarter goals, like a Kickstarter goal to actually have the convention happen. It's interesting. Crowdfunding is interesting in that way. For a direct Kickstarter link, you can visit here, and this is one of the Kickstarter goals, one of the stretch goals here. Mint Phantom, Vanessa Marshall, and others host digital live stream, and of course, this is the full-on original Mint one, with also the original memes, games, and snakes Metal Gear Fan Con right here to try to get some funding for everything. And it says, Mint, thanks for the time. Let me borrow your Lamborghini to drive my dying cat to the vet. You went to the burning building to save. It was so selfless of you. Hey Mint, thanks for lending me your solid snake body pillow. It was very comfortable and well kept. I think calling yourself a huge MGS fan is quite an understatement. Let's go. Thanks again for that time when you flat tire. You bought me an entire new set right on the spot. I don't know if I could ever repay you generosity like that. They're doing copy pastas and things like that, which is fun. I mean, the community's always been great to Mint. and Mint has always been great to the community. Idol Corp has made an announcement about Momo Otako. If you remember, Momo Otako had left for a bit. She had left because there were serious issues with management of the old Idol Corp. Idol Corp now is owned by Brave Group, and some of the troubled management, and of course, everything is a responsibility of the CEO, whether you like it or not. Avil Basin was responsible for bad management under him. The buck always stops at leadership. The buck always stops at the leader. That is my idea. That's the way I see it. So he is responsible for the people under him. He's responsible for the things that happened before. We know there's a lot of confusion about Redacted's activities. We received your concerns and messages and wanted to make clarification regarding the state of Redacted streaming, because Momo Otako, when she's coming back, she changed everything to Redacted. She made a message. She put out a message that said, I had a lot of issues with management in the past. That is why I took a hiatus. Now that management is changing, now that the whole thing for management has changed, I have decided to come back. I have decided to come back and make sure that I am happy. So she's going to be changing her whole design. Everything's going to be basically her whole re-debut, and she's going to be coming back. Momo Otako. And it's right here, the user is Redacted because that's what she's now. She's now quote unquote redacted. She's Redacted Idol. Is very dedicated to streaming and wants to return as quickly as possible. Her inability to stream thus far was due to previous management issues and was not in line with her wishes. She's excited to be returning to her activities as quickly as possible. The safety of our talent is of the utmost importance. We do not tolerate harassment of any kind towards our talent. Please direct comments and issues directly to management via our contact channels. Her return with a new name and model is just around the corner. She's been working hard to return as we are doing everything in our power to support her. Let's celebrate her comeback together very soon. Now, like I mentioned, Idol had bad management. We know that because they failed to pay some artists. They failed to treat some of their talents correctly, at least according to the talents themselves, and that has hopefully changed. A lot of people are coming back. Some people are staying. Some people have left, etc., for their own reasons. But people are coming back, like Momo Otako. For her to see, hey, things are changing enough that I feel safe now. That old management isn't there anymore. I feel safe now, things are changing, and I feel safe enough to come back is good. It's very good. I still am going to keep an eye on Idol because management, of course, the Idol talents do an amazing job. Idol talents I never have an issue with them. Management, hopefully they continue to do better under Brave, and hopefully these issues do not pop up again. This is a picture, of course. It's something that I took from the Idol server that I thought was necessary for people to see. This is what Brave Group is doing for Idol moving forward. If you remember correctly, we had Camilla, which is a VTuber who is not small in any way, shape, or form. She got stalked, and the way she got stalked was that she ended up having someone, the fan who stalked her, put a GPS tracker in one of her gifts. My guess is it was a small enough GPS tracker that she never saw it, maybe inside of a stuffed animal, that type of thing, or a boxer, etc., etc. Either way, with that GPS tracker, they found out where she lived, and they tried to break into her home as she was streaming, which was BS. That's really horrible. That's really bad. It's not cool. So, due to this, though, Idol has taken this into account and has decided, Brave Group has decided with Idol to stop any fan mail from being sent to their talents. What they mean by fan mail, of course, is anything, any packages, anything like that. I think actual messages, like that kind of stuff, I think they're going to start just doing it more like Marshmallow, those type of things, like message board, like an actual like message poster board type of thing. That's fine, but only letters, yes. Only letters. Official events may lift this rule, however, then all gifts will be allowed if it fits within a letter envelope. Yes, they're only doing letters. No packages, no food. Well, food has always been a no-no. But like, no like chips, like your favorite chips or anything like that. Nothing like that. It says stalking or harassment will immediately lead to banning from future streams and Discord communities. We thank the community for their vigilance and commitment to keeping the talents safe. This is very important. Most agencies already do this. In fact, I believe Hololive is one that already does this. Nijisanji, I'm pretty sure, does the same thing. You can send mail, fan mail. Fan mail is perfectly fine. A letter envelope fan mail. When it comes to sending, trinkets, things like that, those have always, they're accepted, but they're kept at the offices, and they are never given to the talents because there's that risk. There's always that risk. Food is always, thrown away, that type of stuff. In fact, more than likely, most of the other stuff is probably thrown away too, to be honest. But fan mail, fan letters usually get to their people quickly. As we know with Nijisanji, it takes them a lot longer. But yes, my apologies for the overlay text, but yes, my message is the same as I was saying. Just going over it one more time. they are not going to be allowing any of these things that you're seeing here. And those issues are something that everyone takes seriously. And remember, I think from now on, also, indie VTubers are going to be doing the same things. Indie VTubers are going to actually make sure that that already doesn't happen. Like, Camila already is not going to be accepting anything, and she's actually not going to be going to any other events. A lot of other people are probably only going to be accepting letters from now on because the Camila thing scared everybody. It scared everybody from what's happening. So this is going to be a tough time for fans of VTubing, but I hope you guys understand, of course. Cover is, of course, always against defamation and impersonation of talents. Recently, the impersonation of talents, the one thing that I'm going to assume is that korone bot person that sent out all those nasty letters and things like that to the Japanese Prime Minister and to Korone themselves. So they are going and aggressively fighting them. They're done playing games, especially because of the Korone case. I'm very damn sure they would be so kind now because of that a-hole. So they're announcing this. The Korone case was insane. If you don't know about that, you can watch my video about it. I made a video about it. It was unfortunate. She got things sent to her that made her feel very unsafe where she was. Same thing happened to the Prime Minister of Japan. And, you know, it's really, really, really bad. So here's their big announcement. Thank you so much for continually supporting Cover Corporation, hereinafter referred to as Cover Corp. We have received a number of reports that our talents are being impersonated, including spreading of false statements and misinformation, experiencing intrusive behavior such as malicious language and behavior, including through billing functions on all platforms, on talent streams, as well as being subjective. Also, I guess also bad super chats, I'm guessing as well. Potential abusive behavior and harassment and slander, defamation, threats, and persistent stalking, primarily on social media. Cover Corp is implementing a number of measures, including frequently reporting on all platforms, moderating streams, collaborating with external legal offices. These malicious cases are being treated as both civil and criminal matters, in which strong legal action as requesting the disclosure of said information, etc., will be taken seriously. While the aforementioned measures are being implemented in order for talents to perform in a safer environment, any ongoing investigations in each step of such measures will not be made public as not to interfere with the preservation. Basically, they're doing legal things, but you're not going to know about a lot of these legal things that they do because they're making sure to be very, very cautious on how they do it so that the person doesn't get spooked and so that they can preserve all the evidence. On the other hand, Cover Corp is regularly informing the public on measures and actions in form of an announcement of measures taken to combat all this type of stuff, so that everyone can continue to enjoy our content in a safe and carefree manner. We will continue to report any outcomes and implemented measures, including individual cases. However, there may be details that cannot be disclosed publicly in order to protect our talents from secondary harm. We greatly appreciate your understanding in these cases. Lastly, we are investigating malicious activity directed towards our fans, which we at Cover find extremely distressing. If you experience anything firsthand or witness anything, please do not try to take matters into your own hands and report it to the relevant platforms. So basically, don't get into a Twitter war, don't get into a online YouTube beef, whatever you want to call it, with anybody. Report it to someone else, report it to whoever, and make sure that you just calm down and let the authorities handle it. If they don't, then that sucks, of course, but let them handle it. The major news for Nerissa is that Nerissa has made a Western cover. A cover of a Western song. Usually most covers end up being a something more of a Japanese song cover, but now Cover Corporation, Hololive, has allowed them to do more Western covers. And I think one person that really opened the floodgates to it was Elizabeth Roseblood, who did the Beatles, Blackbird, and now Espresso, cover song release by Nerissa. And Yagoo is going in there, so Nerissa's first Western cover has been released. Fans, be sure to give it a listen. Here we go, the full-on Espresso. It's kind of funny because it kind of reminds me of Last Cup of Coffee. Kind of, you know, music. People are gonna be equating it to it. Of course, it's not meant to be a dig at Nijisanji. Some people are gonna take it that way though. Working late because I'm a singer. If you're looking for some extra energy, why not get me that espresso? Listen now. Art is by Das Doctor right here. The instrumental is done by Emmanuel, and the mix is done by Mark. Ooh, thank you all for making this possible. Anya is celebrating, Octavio is celebrating. A lot of the people are celebrating here, which is wonderful to see. And not to make a sub a Yagoo echo chamber, but the man is constantly posting wholesome wins on X because he understands. Let's just put it out there. As a businessman, look, number one, he seems to be a good human being. I'm just going to put that out there. He seems to be a good human being. But two, as a businessman, he seems to understand that in order to keep your business going and keep the fans in a kind of an organic fandom in there, you have to post things like this. You have to support your talents and not just be that guy at the top that's raking in all the money. He's kept himself as pretty much he is Yagoo best girl. That's why they call him best girl, because he's one of those people that is always connected to the fandom, connected to the fans, and always bringing new things out there. From personally helping the market the new generation of Flow Glow, to praising Suisei's success as a mainstream artist, crossing borders to promote Ian talents, definitely standard for news of how a CEO in industry should act. A lot of CEOs are hands-off. He's not. He's obviously not. He has never been hands-off. Even from the beginning, he hasn't been hands-off. That was already something where literally anyone trash talks about Riku and any color antics, compare every time with their rival Hololive. Yeah, I mean, Kurosanji is a hater subreddit, pretty much. It's not a hate subreddit, but it's a hater subreddit. It's called Kurosanji for a reason, of course. Little best cup of coffee. And you know what I'm referencing. I knew someone was going to take that there. Anyone know why the Western covers are not displayed in the channel vids? I see them topic and distrokid link only. Probably copyright issue preventing them from being able to upload on YouTube. Yes, YouTube copyright system is very, very, very vicious and aggressive. I know, because I've had to edit out parts of streams and things like that because copyright. And it's not going to be on our channel. It's going to be on streaming services, you know, that type of thing. So it's not going to be directly on our channel because of copyright issues, but they're going to have it like on Spotify and other things like that. Welcome back, everybody, to the VTuber Showcase, the place where I like to showcase up-and-coming VTubers of all shapes, sizes, forms, and designs. So here we have an American VA content creator, streamer, and artist, Dawnrave. This is where I like to push up the community, have it be a positive place, and every time I do this, I want, you know, positivity to reign here, not it be a competition, but each other pushing each other up and helping each other grow. And here we have Dawnrave, where, you know, they are also on Twitch. They're primarily on Twitch. I believe they used to have a YouTube channel, but I can't find it, so I will go mainly to their Twitch and their TikTok. I'm a Dawn Fox Demon. I love food and games. Not sure as to why I'm here, but I think someone or something brought me here. Oh wait, I have a fun idea. Why don't you come and join me on my journey, and I would be fun to have some company, and I promise I won't bite. Let's take a look at any of their videos. I apologize for this. The videos didn't seem to load, but they are someone who is doing a lot of content, as you can see here. They're changing Twitter. I'll be trying to go more over to Blue Sky. So they're going to be, you know, pushing most of their stuff over to Blue Sky. They do variety content. So they're going to be doing, you know, gaming, arts, any of that kind of stuff like that on their stream. And them being a VA, you're probably going to hear occasionally them doing some voice acting for some games and things like that, as a lot of VAs that I know of do that as well occasionally. So, of course, thank you so much, Dawnrave, for allowing me to showcase you on this channel. And I do hope that this helps you get some more eyes on yours. Thank you so much for watching. That is all the news that we have for today. Please let me know down below if you want to know any more news, or if you have any comments regarding anything that you saw here, which I will try my best to respond to. I love seeing your comments down below. Of course, as well, like and subscribe to the channel. That will give you more information every single day. I do 2 videos a day, so hopefully you enjoy.